Welcome to Gusto Reactions once again. Thank you so much for always liking and sharing, subscribing, telling your friends about what we do right here at Gusto TV. You guys are the baddest of them all, and I'm here with Lala to talk about the baddest himself, OBO, Omo Baba Olowo Davido.
Yeah.
Lala, this year 2020, we've seen a whole lot of, quite, I mean, I've been quite impressed with a couple of people in terms of, in the music scene this year.
Really?
Yes, the major impression for me, I would say, has been Omale.
Well, I would just say impressed you when you just broke onto the scene.
Well, when you release the first body of work, the EP, and the people are expecting a whole lot more from you, and then bam, you drop another one again as good as the first one.
Yeah.
So that's impressive.
Okay.
That's impressive. You?
Impressed with anyone? Who was I impressed with? Who really blew my mind this year? I don't think. I think Benashmada. I mean,
but
like,
he also just came on board. Oh yeah, true.
I mean, I've been jamming Vision 2020 since last year.
Yeah.
I'm just amazed at how big the song has been, how even big his own brand personally
has been this year.
Has been so far. So yeah, I think he impressed me.
Okay, so 2020 has been quite, a very eventful year for OBO, the baddest. Davido started the year with that one, Sweet in the Middle, the video, Naira Marley, World, Zlatan. Yes, that one really shook the internet at that time in January. And of course, off the A Good Time album. So
yeah, those videos at the start of the year, they were really influential in him pushing his
brand.
The brand, even the A Good Time album that dropped in November. So it was strategic for him at that point because those videos made those songs even more likable and they pushed the album more. And then yes, his good deeds in 2020. I mean, he announced that A Good Time cost
1 billion,
a billion streams in 2020. That's after all the videos are dropped. Yeah. And he also, before he went on that sabbatical. I mean, well, he went on that sabbatical for a while, but we still heard him, saw him in different places, saw him in people's snaps, saw him on a remix, I mean, on a song with his signee, Meyoko.
Yes.
So yeah, he was at the start of the year to mid-year, he was pretty active in the scene. Davido was on fire, his songs were doing well, the videos were doing pretty well. I mean, you had Naira Marley, Zlatan, and World on the song. I mean, that was the talking points at the start of the year. Those are the things he did. And then coupled with the fact that, okay, his personal life, people were now having to know, when are you getting married, things like that. I think the whole pressure made him, drove him towards that sabbatical that he took for 3 months. Obviously, we know that, yes, he had a burner account. Whether he will admit it or not, I'm pretty sure he has.
He has what?
A burner account.
Okay.
Yeah, he does.
Like a duplicate account?
Yes, now. Because he has to keep track of everything.
That he uses to keep track of what's going on.
The interview he did with FM.
Yeah.
They asked him, did you have a burner account? He smiled. He didn't say anything. So that means Baba was not really out like that.
It was just Davido, the handle that was off social media. Davido, the person, was not off social media.
Yeah, so those were, the hot spot. And then came his return to the scene with Femme, which completely now changed.
Now, before we talk about that return, one of the reasons why Davido actually left social media at that time, the Davido handle left social media at that time, was due to the fact that he revealed in an interview that the pressure was on him to get married to Chioma and all of those things. He had to leave, and there was a, let's go to his private life right now. Davido, at some point, obviously there was an issue with Chioma.
Well, if that's
that was allegedly settled by his father.
Perhaps, yeah. I mean, there are pointers to that fact, but we don't know what happened. But then, from his Ebuka interview, he said the things that happened, between him and Chioma were mainly from, they were like family fights. Chioma's uncle, which is standing as a father, was having issues with him, blah, blah, blah. I think that was what happened around that period. So now I think they are at peace with where they are right now. They're not in a rush to get married legally. So, they're enjoying themselves so far. So that's what happened. And then the other things he's done this year, the interviews he had a very in-depth interview with Ebuka.
Yeah.
Very in-depth. He told a lot of tales. He spoke his heart. It was so in-depth. So he even revealed a lot of things about him that we've actually mentioned on several shows. How he started, his experience at a young age, how he got his first hits and things like that. So he broke everything down, and it was interesting to see Davido in his feelings, in his comfort zone, telling all these stories.
So, Lala, let's go to Davido and collaborations in 2020. How well did he do this year?
Well, at the start of the year, majority of the songs that came out were from his album, the collaborations, the one with Summer Walker, Swing in the Middle, WIZKID. I mean, the only standalone video he had was
1 million.
1 million. And that was always talk of the town. Then he went on the sabbatical. When he came back, during the sabbatical, he was seen, on people's snaps, but then he featured on Mayokun's Betty Butter. That was one of the biggest songs for Mayokun this year. One other thing that happened, apart from the collaboration, he broke his leg.
Oh yeah.
In Betty Butter video, if you notice, he wasn't standing up.
He wasn't standing up.
He was seated because he had cast on his leg. So other collaborations he had. What else?
He had Mafa as well, with the flow of the DMW
the
thing.
struggle song. The what's it called? Tiwa Savage.
It was on the album. Yeah, the Parkwell.
Tiwa Savage came out and named him as one of the people who support
women in the industry. Yeah,
and that was this year. Then also he signed Leah.
Yes, this year as well.
Well, his first female signee. So that's one of the notable things
Davido did this year.
Then another notable he did was Femme. It turned out to be a protest national anthem. Okay,
now let's talk about Femme itself. This year, Davido dropped Femme, and all of a sudden, lyrics that we're hearing, Telodogu, say we like to party, and all of those things. Davido and Burna Boy in 2020. How did it turn sour?
Well, it turned sour quick, and it was from the start of the year.
Yeah.
From the start of the year, when we've broken it down plenty times without number. When they've gone on Snapchat or Instagram.
What? That's the thing. What made Burna Boy say those things on Snapchat? Your papa get feud. You know, Sabi play ball. He buy the team and everything.
Wasn't that as a result of Aloma and his rant, maybe or not?
But I don't think Burna Boy would rant to Davido because of Aloma. I think there are a couple of hidden things, and Aloma came out and said, "Burna Boy, you are biting the fingers that fed you. Davido bailed you out, at Quilox, like so many dirty, filthy secrets and all of that." So it was a case of Davido and Burna Boy having like a very heated rivalry. Davido went on Ebuka's show to talk about those, that rivalry, and I'm still surprised how did it turn sour.
So 2020 was the year that the friendship of
Davido and Burna
Boy collapsed.
Yes.
Yeah, it did collapse, and it seemed Burna Boy don't get time for my Tete, and this was just a accumulation of things that has happened in the past. Davido may not see where he's been in the wrong, but perhaps Burna Boy feels wronged in some type of way. So that's why 2020 has been, in terms of fights, 2020 has been the year that Davido has openly addressed issues that he had. He's openly addressed issues. He has not solved any issue. He's had fights with fellow artists, had fights with his PA, Aloma, which is, he's now off the label.
Has an alleged fight with Chioma as well.
Yeah, an alleged fight with Chioma. He also, set up sub-labels.
Okay.
In Aloma Music World and Obama Music World.
Yes.
The 2020 has been eventful for him.
Yes.
Yeah, it has been eventful.
And we can never forget the Lil Frosh thing as well.
Yeah, we can't forget that. And then the fact that I think Lil Frosh is even back on DMW. They are pushing the narrative that the girl was lying, that it was an allergy. They're pushing the narrative.
For real?
Yeah. And then David has come out to say, he is not going to abandon him, that he's going to make sure that he doesn't suffer.
He doesn't suffer, yeah.
So indirectly, he's still part of DMW. Still get finance for his music and things like that. So
oh wow.
That's how I see it. So yeah, it's been eventful for him.
Now, Davido as a peacemaker, Davido as an artist, Davido as the guy who gives, Davido as the guy who is everywhere, Davido who is seen as a very good father. How has Davido done in terms of bringing people together this year?
Well, in terms of bringing people together, we know as we reach people, they tend to flaunt. I mean, the flaunting aspect of him has not reduced. I mean, when the lockdown started, when it was announced, I still remember a tweet from him like, "Oh, now we go know people when they get savings." So I found that a bit, I don't know, insensitive to a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people were going to lose jobs and people were not even earning. But then again, it showed that yes, he's fully loaded. Still went ahead. I mean, one of the notable things he done, best man for his driver. Bought
a house for his crew. Bought a house for his crew as well.
And then also bought jewelry for one of his, I mean, his new PA.
His new PA, yes.
Took him shopping.
And a car as well.
So the benevolence part of him
is still very much intact.
Very much intact. So that means money plenty. He also bought a new car. He got shipped a new car too.
Oh yeah, Davido actually did all of that this year.
Davido was everywhere.
Everywhere this year.
He was everywhere this year. So in terms of the good, the bad, the ugly, he was everywhere. And then musically, he topped it off with the Better Time.
Yeah, the Better Time album.
Which is a good album. I mean, I like the album. It's no secret. What else did he do this year?
Talking about the good part of Davido, can we talk about the NSAS involvement for Davido?
Yes. At first, it looked somehow to me.
Yeah.
But then you can't fault the guy for trying to, I mean, be there for the Nigerian youth. Took, I mean, straight flight to Abuja.
Met with the IG.
Met with the IG.
Speaker of House of Reps.
At the end of the day, nothing came out of it. Nothing came out of it. But people will use that to diss him later. Maybe myself. I'll use it to diss him later because the assignment they gave him did not submit.
Yeah, the panel that they said he should set up to investigate and everything.
Nothing happened for me. But still, we know that in Nigeria, I mean, we fought our fight, but still things have not changed. It's still the same.
Let's talk WIZKID. Lala, let's talk WIZKID and Davido in 2020. How exactly has 2020 shaped these two artists in terms of their friendship?
Well,
or not?
Well, in terms of their friendship, 2020, I think would have put things clearer to Davido.
Okay.
Because I haven't addressed WIZKID not once, not twice, these 3 times.
What are the clearer things you would have put to him?
That's, this guy is not messing with me right now. Let me just keep to myself.
Wow.
I think that's clear to him right now. If he feels, oh, there's something, or somebody is trying to make him look as a villain, that's not it. So I think right now, WIZKID is not sending Davido for anything. And Davido needs to learn that this guy is not sending me, let me face my music and do my thing.
Did you think that they were going to make up in 2020? As in last year, 2019, did you ever think that, okay, 2020, just maybe we're going to get that collaboration? We had a discussion about it. Are we going to get a collaboration for WIZKID and Davido in 2020? But that didn't happen.
Well, the way this year happened now, I don't think anybody even expected anything like that to happen because everyone was battling Corona and lockdown, losing jobs, not having to work. So yeah, I think that period was I mean, people were in their own bubble trying to survive. So I don't think anyone expected them to, maybe 2021, maybe, but this 2020, I don't think I expected them to cuddle up and try and be together. No. Okay,
so finally, Davido in 2020 has been quite an eventful one. Like you said, it's seen the bad, it's seen the good, it's seen the ugly, it's seen the worst, it's seen everything. And one of those worst is the fact that Davido also lost a couple of people this year. People close to him.
Yeah, he did. Lost his body, his
bouncer TJ. He lost his friend in Zimbabwe, Ginimbi.
Yeah, Ginimbi.
The year before, he lost DJ Olu. He lost a couple of other people.
So in terms of losses,
Tagbo as well.
Yeah, he suffered a few losses, and these are people who are close to him, and we see him and the way he tweets about them, the way he talks about them, that he is indeed pained for the loss. So yeah, he suffered losses in terms of human around him, so that's not good.
So would you say it's been a bittersweet year for Davido, or it's been, a much more sweet?
No, it will be bittersweet, but I think the sweet will be more than the bitter. Reason being, at least he had the successes he had. I'm gonna count the albums, I'm gonna count the songs, I'm gonna count
the features,
the good deeds he's done this year. Those are the positives, and then the bad things, which sometimes is not entirely his fault. For example, the loss of his close allies, the ones that are his fault, which is being snubbed by WIZKID not once, not twice. The interviews that they had missteps in. So those are the things I think are the bad ones.
Kemi Olunloyo talked about Davido having a secret wife in America this same year as well. Did you believe that when it came out?
Well, the third baby mama is who?
Well, I don't know.
Well, there was
a rumor of Victor Bebema in the UK, you know, a model in the UK at that time, but I don't know if that's what that's who Kemi was referring to.
Maybe, but then we know as with Kemi, she might be looking like she don't get brain or she's mad. But sometimes there's truth in all the rubbish she says. So me, I'm not paying attention to it. But then if she says it, then it's worth looking into.
Okay, what looking into? Well, we've heard all about Davido in the year 2020. OBO, the baddest himself, from the songs to the collaborations to the features to the endorsements as well. Davido has done quite a whole lot this year. There's a Beat Seeker collaboration that he did in terms of investment. Davido has really done a whole lot. Yes, awards as well. Davido has done it. You know, he's done a couple of award nominations: Artist of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Pop Single, and at the Headies. This year, Davido has really done a whole lot. Now, looking at all the activities that Davido has done this year, what would be your rating by 100% for Davido this year?
Well, my rating.
Davido in 2020. Okay.
I need to spit out the mucus.
Okay.
Maybe after the.
Okay. No, we're not finished.
Not finished.
Just for it to air. Just I won't even do it at all.
Okay. Well, his rating.
Yeah.
Now I had to think long and hard. Well, Davido was impressive this year.
Yeah.
And I think, in as much as the other guys who have done way more than he has done.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, he went for a sabbatical, still came back
strongly. Yeah.
Came back strongly, and is still bagging nominations, and even with a better time. So I feel he's done well. I'm going to give him a rating of 80 over 100. 80 over 100.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. That's quite amazing. Davido, 80 over 100 for his involvement in everything for the year 2020. Davido has really done a whole lot. We expect much more from him in 2021. This guy has been one guy who has constantly developed artists and has constantly, beamed his light, on other younger artists, collaboration-wise, and also, in terms of helping them. Davido, we say kudos to you, and of course we expect a whole lot more from you, from WIZKID, from BURNA Boy, from Tiwa Savage, and every other person in the year 2021. Yes, guys, we'll see you on the next reaction. What do you think about Davido in the year 2020? Let us have your thoughts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about what we do right here at Gusto TV. We love you, and we'll see you on the next episode. Peace.